Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope you are doing really well. I'm going to take a second just to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Scorpio out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and just leave the rest for someone else. Remember that the energies can reverse. So if it's resonating, you get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Scorpio? Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, you're starting out with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. You have the Four of Swords reversed and the Seven of Cups. So you're having a very difficult conversation, it looks like, that you've put off for quite some time. You've been unhappy in a situation. You're not feeling that emotional fulfillment that you want. And I feel like you felt confined. You felt like, you know, it was too painful of a conversation to have. But now it looks like you're freeing yourself from that and you're having this conversation. Seven of Cups does indicate something to do with options here, looking at options. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Scorpio's energy. Yeah, I'm really getting this energy of somebody that's put off a difficult and painful conversation for a long time, and now you're having that conversation. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Ace of Coins, we have the Page of Coins, and we have the Nine of Wands reversed. Yeah, so there's a lack of stability here, and there's possibly an ending. I feel like this is the conversation that you're having. Page of Coins does tell me that this person is trying to figure out how they can go about resolving Nine of Wands reverse, resolving the issues. They do want to work things out. This person could be younger than you, or they could just be a little bit more immature than you are. But I do feel like they are having this conversation with you, but they do want to work it out. So let me see the energy between Scorpio and this person. Show me the energy. There could also be some financial stress. You could be unhappy about some financial issues. There could have been a event that occurred that created some financial instability. And I do feel like for some of you, this has to do with that. Bottom of the deck, it's the Two of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, so that's a decision being made. Yeah, what direction do I go in? You know, do we move forward or do we end this? You're looking at the options, but a decision needing to be made. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Show me what's affecting it. The Strength card. Yeah, trying to work things out, having the courage to approach the conversation, having the courage to overcome whatever has occurred here. Something here is different than what you may have thought it was, but I get this feeling that even though it is, you're in this energy, Scorpio, of overcoming, moving forward, but decisions have to be made, and in order for decisions to be made, somebody here has to have the courage to have the conversation. I feel like you're going to be the one who's initiating that. Let me see the outcome. The Star card. So there is hope, but I do feel like, and there is healing that's taking place here, but I do feel like there's a lot of prayers that are going up on both sides as well. So let's clarify this reading to see exactly where we're going with it. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. This is underlying energy, and it does indicate that, you know, the two of you do want to get on the same page. You do have love in this connection. Some of you may be dealing with a Gemini, possibly an Aquarius or a Leo. So let me clarify. Spirit, why is the Ten of Cups in reverse for Scorpio? All right, King of Wands and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. It's almost like you're questioning here, Scorpio, if this is more about passion and less about emotion and feelings. Because I feel like, I do feel like you're taking action because you're unhappy. The unhappiness has grown to such an extent that you're saying, no, I've got to do something about this. And you're trying to be logical in how you approach things and to not make overly emotional decisions here. Let me see. Show me the Four of Swords in reverse. Show me the Four of Swords in reverse. Whatever Scorpio I'm talking to has a very passionate nature. I'm definitely getting that. But you're wanting to make your decisions without it being overly emotional. You're trying to put the emotions aside. Oh, you might be married to this person or in a long-term connection. Queen of Pentacles reverse, Four of Wands. So, yeah, you're talking to this person about whether to commit to the connection, whether to release it and let it go. I'm seeing discussions about finances again for some of you and stability. I'm seeing conversations about, whether to proceed together or whether to end this connection. So I do feel like you have a strong connection though. But you definitely want stability in your life. You definitely do. And for some of you, you're experiencing all of these issues. You're experiencing some financial pressure and stress in this connection. And you could also be experiencing whether or not you want to stay or go. Let me look at the Seven of Cups. Because this tells me that you're looking at all the different options. You're trying to figure this out. Show me the Seven of Cups for Scorpio. Justice and the Moon. Ooh. Okay, so some of you might have contacted an attorney or contacted somebody regarding legal issues, particularly if you're married. So, sorry, I just told on you. But I do feel like you don't quite know what it is that you need to do or what you want to do. Now, this justice could be contacting somebody about legalities for a bankruptcy or for something to do with financial issues as well. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be about relationship or divorce, but there's definitely something that's stressing the relationship you have with this person, and you're trying to figure it out. So take only what resonates for you. I definitely feel like you are looking at your options, though, and you've been keeping those options to yourself. You've kind of been very silent about this because you didn't feel that this was a conversation that you just wanted to have without having all the facts. And I do feel like you've been doing your research. I also feel like, Scorpio, you're trying to do the right thing. So let me look at the other person's energy. Some of you, like I said, are looking at whether you're going to stay or go in this connection. Why is the Ace of Coins in reverse for the person in Scorpio's energy? Oh, Seven of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So they're saying that this relationship here has ended because there's been deception. Yeah, and they're saying that they have decisions to make as well, but I do feel that they want to resolve it. They want to work things out with you. Interesting. So, and what your energy is saying is, I don't have the feelings that I once had for this person. We're in this connection, but I'm considering leaving it. You may have even found passion and perhaps even love elsewhere. So this person is feeling as if there's been deceit here, as if there's been, wrongdoing. Okay, so let me look at the Page of Coins. But they do want to work it out. So, Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. So, yeah, this conversation that you're both wanting to have, is they're saying pretty much the same. You know, I've been patient. I've been waiting for Scorpio to, you know, address this issue. They're saying that there's someone new in your energy. And so they're trying to decide, should they invest in working this out, making an offer to work this out, or should they walk away? And you're kind of trying to make the same decision. So I do feel like, this is a very difficult thing. You're both trying to have the courage and the strength to have this conversation, but it's a difficult conversation because it does look like there has been some deception involved. Let me see the Nine of Wands reverse. Because I feel like Scorpio, that you may have met somebody else. You may, you know, this relationship could be at its end. All right, so we have the Devil in reverse and we have the Three of Wands. So this person is waiting to see, they have a waiting energy. They're waiting to see what you want to do. Do you want to work this out? Do you want to resolve this? Do you want to address the problems that are here? There's toxic energy that they don't want to deal with here. It has to do with lying, cheating, stealing. There's something that is deceptive here, and they do want to work it out and resolve it, but they're also aware that things will get worse before they get better. They're waiting to see what you're going to do. Are you willing to work this out? And I feel like that's what you're trying to decide, if you are or if you're not. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. Let me see. Let me see the energy between Scorpio and this person, please. Four of Cups reversed. And there's the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, so this person feels betrayed. They feel like you betrayed them, Scorpio. And I'm not saying you did. I'm just reading the cards. So, you know, don't get upset. And if you find your energies on the other side, just get in where you fit in. But yeah, you're trying to figure out, is there still love within this connection? Is it still possible after everything that may have occurred between the two of you? Or would you be better to go towards someone else, someone that you may have shared passion with? I do feel like you have a high regard for this person, but you're not sure whether or not you still are in love with this person. They're feeling betrayed, but even so, they do want to repair the damage. They do want to work this out. This is painful for them, though. And the pain lies within the deceit that they're feeling. It's showing me that you were keeping some secrets. And so I do feel like they're in a state of pain, but they do want to work it out. Let me see the Strength card. Show me the Strength card. All right, Eight of Coins reversed and the Two of Coins. Yeah, you're kind of weighing up the pros and cons. Do I stay in this connection? Do I work it out? Or do I end it and let it go? Again, a decision that has to be made, and you're trying to make a balanced decision. I definitely see that you are trying to do the right thing. You're trying to, you're trying to bring balance to a situation. And I do feel that, you know, this is difficult. You're trying to find the courage to make this decision. So in their energy, this person, again, it's a sense of things escalating in their energy. And they're afraid that things are not going to work out, that you're not going to want to work on this. They're afraid that, you know, there's more details that they don't know about. They're waiting. It's almost like they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I feel like this person's not putting a lot of effort into this right now because they're feeling very betrayed. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Scorpio. Show me the outcome. All right. So we have the King of Cups reversed. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Five of Cups reversed. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So in the outcome, I do see that there is hope in the connection. Hope for a second chance in the connection. It's being explored. It's being looked at. But ultimately, I feel like, Scorpio, you're basically saying, this is a no-go for me. This is not something that I don't feel the feelings. I don't have the emotions that I had in the past. I feel like, you know, it's up in the air, this option to renew this, to have a second chance at it. This person is hoping that you do. But I feel like you feel that healing is going to come from you moving out of this connection. Some of you, like I said, have contacted, you know, legal representation of some sort with the Justice card here. I feel like you're going to stand your ground with regard to this connection. You do want to heal, but I definitely feel that a lot of you may have met someone else, and that could possibly be a Libra or a Gemini. And so I do feel that your attention is moving in another direction. You don't have the feelings that you would want to have in order to work this through. And I do feel like, you know, you have a lot of people moving against you with regard to this. There's a lot of people who are disapproving of your behavior, of your actions here. And I do feel like you feel that you're fighting this battle on all fronts, because I feel like a lot of people are saying, look, Scorpio, you need to work this out. You need to stay within this connection. Ultimately, I feel like you're going to stand your ground, though. You're moving. It looks like you're making a decision about whether you should move on or not, and it does appear that you're inclined to move forward. I do see you giving this your attention. I do see you trying to decide if that would be the right thing for you, but ultimately, I feel like you're standing your ground and moving forward. Now, this person in your energy, they are very hopeful that, you know, there can be a second chance here, but they also don't want a toxic connection. So while they're waiting to see if you're going to work this out, they're realizing that you know, what it is that they want and what they don't want. And at the end of the day, I feel like this person feels like, okay, I have to kind of open myself up to this possibility of healing this connection, of working this out. But I also am aware that Scorpio has to make the best decision for them. And if that means that I need to release them and let them go, then, you know, holding on would become toxic for me. So I do feel like this person is slowly releasing you. They're slowly letting you go. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. This is underlying energy. And it does indicate that there was some juggling that went on, that, you know, possibly you were giving your attention to more than one person. And I do feel like that is ending. It also indicates that you don't believe that this situation is a balanced situation. So let me pull an oracle card, Scorpio. We'll get some advice for you. Advice for Scorpio. Scorpio. All right. So your advice is number 38, and it says, heal the ouch. And I can definitely tell you a lot of healing needs to take place here. So this is very interesting that this card came out for you. It says, forgiveness is the healer of the soul. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, and mind, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life right now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviors in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to a cruelty-free diet, eating less meat, or perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You're asked to be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth and all of life, and to commit to the healing path. The Heal the Ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now, but let bygones be bygones. All right. So I do hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have resonated with this reading, Scorpio, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Scorpio, know that you are loved, and namaste.